Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? How are we diddling this evening? Turn the music down in my ear. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Hello, Gary. Hello, Big Shark. Hello, Mikey. Hello, Mike Farm. Hello, J-Dog, who says J-Dog is in the house. We're all looking forward to watching the next episode. I know, right? My life is just so busy. And it's just got a hell of a lot busier with this new job. But anyway, enough about that. As you can probably see with the title of tonight's stream, this is part one in a sub-series of live streams that I'm going to be doing surrounding Dino-Defenders. Basically, I'm going to be doing the Megalosaurus attack scene, which is the big climactic scene of episode 4. And because I've basically passed most of the really spoilerish territory of the actual storyline and plot of episode 4, I figured, when it comes to the dinosaur attack, like the big fun moment of the episode, for those that are willing to stick with me through the live streams, I'm actually going to animate pretty much the entire thing on stream without any spoiler warnings. So the reason for this is I just want you guys to have fun with these streams. I don't like hiding stuff behind things. I've hidden enough stuff that I think enough of the story and stuff is preserved for when the episode is finally released. But for this whole Megalosaurus attack sequence, I want to show you guys how I animate these theropods coming in and just attacking and like a death on screen. I want to animate a death so it's fun for you guys to actually watch it. And the first one, part one, no dinosaurs tonight I don't think, because I don't know if I have time, is basically we're colouring in all these characters. So it's going to be a pretty simple stream, but they're going to be heading out into the jungle. And the idea here is that they are Hunter, Jude, Walt, and Faye have agreed that they're going to try and walk from because communications are down because the big tower fell. They're going to walk to the dam that is a few miles away for help. They have been informed that obviously fences are down, so they don't know what's out there necessarily. They know the Megaraptor's running around, so that's why they've gone into the armory and they've gotten weapons. And I probably will put a pistol or something on Faye somewhere. But yeah, so they've got weapons basically to protect themselves. So Mikey says, I don't know who will survive, but I'm glad they all have guns. Well, some of them have guns. Yes. So yeah, we're going to be basically colouring all these guys in today. So I've got the characters here for the colour. So we'll start over here with Hank. Yeah, so Leia. So yeah, I just thought this would be, I'll literally call this layer colour, and we'll get on it. So yeah, so it's a nice little colouring stream tonight, but yeah, we're gonna, each episode now of the live streams every Friday, we're gonna be dealing with some heavy shit. Give her the old Nedry gun, one in a holster under the arm. Yeah, I think I might do that when I come to it. I will. I'll put a gun like here. So you guys will also eventually be able to see how insanely long the process of animating will take when it comes to animating the dinosaurs when they're in full animation. But you'll also get to see me basically reveal designs on stream. Obviously this might still be weeks away at this point, like all the dinosaur stuff, because there's certain shots of these characters. Well, unless I get the colouring done quite quickly, and we might see some of that tonight. But but we'll see how we go. Betty says Faye deserves a minigun. Or is she like what's his face from Predator? Jesse Ventura. Yeah, I can't remember the character's name though. Hello, Alex. Faye should get a shotgun. Well, the thing is though, in terms of character development, Faye, as you can tell, is feeling a bit depressed. So I've kind of got this idea that she doesn't really care to protect herself too much, because she's kind of feeling very, well, at lost without her sister. So I don't want to give her some ridiculous gun, because I kind of feel like, even though we don't see it, it's kind of like you get the idea that she rejected being given something to actually protect her. Woo, we don't want to clear. Oh god. Did I not line that all up? Oh well, I'll just do it with this. Is Hank jacked? Yeah, he's pretty jacked. Mike Farm says, welcome to Animation 101, kids. It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long year. I will say this though, so without revealing what actually happens, during the Megalosaurus attack on the base, we cut to like another event happening, and once the Megalosaurus attack is basically done, we cut back to that event at the end, and that's the last shot of episode 4. So like I know the animation side of this whole section is going to take absolutely ages to do, but we are in the final stretches of episode 4's frames. I've done like 120 frames for episode 4 now, and there was like 140 in episode 3. There obviously are a few more frames that I need to add to this episode, but yeah, we're in the sort of final stretch of it, technically. Blaine, there we go. Mikey says it'll be interesting to see how Walt deals with running and guns. Well, you'll have to wait and see. That exotic Fredbear 945 is legit. Morning, Pterodome. Hello there. Alex says, is the outdated four-legged Megalosaurus that's more interesting to look than the real deal? I think you're going to enjoy, if you think the normal Megalosaurus is boring, I think you're going to enjoy what I've done with the Megalosaurus in this series. I had an idea. It's outlandish, but I thought I'd go for it. And I know this is a spoiler stream, but I don't want to like reveal the Megalosaurus until we actually are into, you know, when they emerge. Derek says, I can't wait to see the Megalosaurus in action. It's going to be very slow, painstakingly slow animation. Action. Big Shark says, don't worry, Megalosaurus is a Goomba of Dino-Defenders Extreme. What do you mean by that? I've heard you say that before. What do you mean a Goomba? Like the henchmen? Or like, do you mean the idiots? Gary says, I did fan art for the Megalosaurus and the Megaraptor. I did see that, yes. I appreciate all your fan art that you send over. You actually like paint that stuff as well. That's what's really cool. Like if you jump, on top of it, it dies. That exotic Fredbear 945 is legit, says, or asks, how are you feeling today? Good, yes, very good. Tired. I'm always tired now. It's not the fact that, you know, we've got the baby that doesn't sleep as well as we'd like. But she's now just come down with a fever. So, which is not good, but we've had like tests done. We're just waiting for the results. See what she's got. It doesn't look like it's anything too serious, but you know, you gotta be careful. Better to be safe than sorry. But obviously, I've got this new job where my mind is like when the baby was really young, I was physically tired, but my mind, I could like clear my mind when she was asleep and just, you know, appreciate the quiet. But now when I've got free time, I'm like, oh God, I've got to think about what I'm doing with these, with Chronicle, basically. It's just go. My wife said to me this evening, because I was streaming, she was like, I don't know how you do it. I was like, I've got patrons to serve. I've got a story to tell. Big Shark says, the fact that in episodes 2 and 3 they keep calling it stupid. Yes. Well, they aren't the smartest. They are, but they are brutal. Good evening, Cretaceous the Hunted. You know what? I look really washed out in the cam because it's really low lighting. Let me go sort this out. That's probably better. Hopefully, not as washed out now. Betty says, how many finance terms have you learned in the past week? None, because I don't really deal with this finance side of things. Mikey, will we see the Megalosaurus paddock? I'm curious, as Rose said they switched the Megaraptor when they tried to escape. I don't have actual plans to have the Megalosaurus paddock appear in the series. However, there is a chance that I could add it in episode 5. Some characters could go through it, which might be interesting, but I haven't actually had any plans to do that, so we'll see. Right. Basically changing the colour of the lines, the outlines now. Mike Tharm says the Megalosaurus in DDX is basically Robert Muldoon in dino form, complete with knee-high dunes and an inability to not do anything important. That exotic Fredbear says it's crazy how hard you work on these. I try. God, someone beeped their horn outside. Yeah, I've managed to do quite a few frames in my spare time over the past few weeks, which has actually been quite nice. But it's just like whenever I get the opportunity, I do a bit, I like peck away at it. I've even managed to get some backgrounds done for episode 4 that I can actually reuse in episode 5. Like I just tweak them and do a couple of little things so they look different, but I can actually use like just jungle backgrounds and stuff. And I've now, you know, as I go through, I've now finally made the folder in my Dino-Defenders Extreme area where I save all the files and stuff. I've actually got now an episode 5 folder, so like we're now creeping over into episode 5, which I remember when I was working on episode 1, I did a stream where I was actually doing a frame for episode 2 or something like that, or episode 3, something like that, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a while before we get to this, and then now we're approaching the episode 5 mark, so which is very cool. Okay, I'm going to tidy up the characters and stuff at the end. So now, actually, if I remove Kate and Faye, we'll do those in a minute. Now I'm going to do Walt. So if I move these guys out the way. So I can actually see what I'm working with. Right, so we want colour, and yeah, that's right. Alex asks, what's Colin Trevorrow like face to face? He's awesome. And he's very understanding. Like, I won't give you the context, but I had a call with him the other night that lasted like 2 hours. It was just me and him on a call, and we were just chatting all things Jurassic, and it's just fun. Like, I'm very open and honest with him, and I think, like, I said to him, like, I worry that sometimes when I email you that like you're like, I'm looked at like a tick, that you're like, oh god, there he is again, let me get him off my shoulder. And he's like, no, he's like, he really appreciates my input and help and all that sort of stuff. You know, I still get nervous whenever I email him. Like, I still get that, like, oh god, I'm emailing the director and writer and producer of Jurassic. Like, but I said to him, I really appreciate how I somehow got into the position that I am, where I can do that kind of thing and relay thoughts from the fandom to him, and without like my bias. Like, if there's any input of like my opinion, I always make sure to clarify, like, it's coming from me, like this is my opinion, not from the fandom or specific fans that I may mention to him. But like, you know, I somehow wish you guys could be like a fly on the wall, because I really do try and do my best to relay what I think the fans think is important to him, so he can at least, you know, think about that kind of stuff. You know, I know he gets like a million questions and a million things on Twitter from fans, but obviously he's not going to sit there and read every single one of them. So, and because I talk to a lot of Jurassic fans and I engage with Jurassic fans from all different areas and different opinions of the fandom, that's where I gauge, like, okay, well, I'm seeing this same subject being brought up in this section of the fandom and this section of the fandom, so that's important to bring up. Or if one section of the fandom brings up a subject that the other one didn't think about, I'm like, okay, well then they're bringing up that, and that's another important factor to think about. So it's that kind of thing. Thank you for the $2 tip, Big Shark. Gary asks, has anyone watched Godzilla Singular Point yet? No, I haven't watched it yet. I want to. I really want to. Mike Farms says, that's good to know, kind of like me and Ray's relationship on the phone. Yeah, man. The fact that you had a relationship with Ray Harryhausen is just insane. The God Emperor himself, Ray Harryhausen. That exotic Fredbear says, so is this series more about the unique dinosaurs other than the main ones or movies? I just chose dinosaurs that I didn't want to have the T-Rex, I didn't want to have Triceratops, Parasaurolophus, Brachiosaurus. I didn't want to have any of the ones that had been done before in like a movie or TV show. Because quite frankly, it's like, what it comes down to is behaviour. It's like, what's different about the T-Rex? Like, I'm not going to lie, like the Megalosaurus in this series is going to be like, I don't know, behaviour-wise, similar to like the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. Like, so I could have chosen something like that. I could have chosen a T-Rex and had it behave like that, but I chose the Megalosaurus. Whereas like the Megaraptor, I chose because there's a specific plot thread involving that dinosaur and the way it acts and stuff that I really wanted to tell, and I chose the Megaraptor because I feel like it was the most open to this concept that I'm gonna place upon it, that's revealed in episode 4. Plus it's got a cool name. Mike asks, hey Jack, do you think Colin might get a kick out of the secret project that I'm working on at work? Yeah, of course. I think he'd get a kick out of it, obviously, if he could see it like in motion or something. That would be really cool. Obviously, you get a kick out of it if you heard about it like now, but seeing it alive, that's where it's at. But I don't want to speak for him, you know. Derek says, I really like the selection of dinosaurs you've chosen, mainly because you've chosen dinosaurs that don't get much attention in the public eye. Well, thank you. But the thing is, like, I've chosen obscure dinosaurs, but at the same time they're not going to be accurately represented. It's just their names, really. How would you have written Jurassic Park 3, asks Alex. Oh god, I don't even want to go into it, it'd be too long. And I haven't thought about it as much. Sorry, man. Definitely have a third act. Let's all say that much. See you later, that exotic Fredbear. Thanks for tuning in. basically Walt here has his suitcase on a strap. The idea being that, like, if he's gonna go waltzing through the jungles, he can't have a hand holding the suitcase. He needs both hands really, because he's gonna be climbing. So he's got a strap for it. So I need to find a picture of his suitcase. Actually, do I have one? Is it in here? No. Oh, his badge. That's a good point. Need that. Can't remember where he has it now. Let me open up. Episode 3 frames. Where are we looking? Here it is. 38. So let me see if I can find 38 edit. Here it is. And they're not even there, it's just the inside of the helicopter. Oh. Did I not save a version? Oh, here we go. Okay, there you go, that's good. I can literally just cut this out. Nice. Nice one. Nice one, son. Oh my word, there's a wall of text in the chat. Betty says, how are you going to celebrate the 4th as Americans? We are obliged to sit down and read the Declaration of Independence by candlelight to our family, then burn at least $500 on expensive explosives. We British celebrate Independence Day by ticking another day off on the wall of how long has it taken America to realise that they made a mistake. And then we cry and then we go to bed after eating tea and crumpets. That's actually a better idea. Just use that like this. Alex asks, how would you incorporate a Dinosaurs into Jurassic Park 1? Just have a scene where Alan, Timmy and Lex cross a river on their journey back to the visitor centre, and lo and behold, there's a Dinosaurs in there. Ah, run! Get out of there! Dinosaurs in there! Oh, God, get out of there! That's direct dialogue. Hey, not bad. Or in the words of iDubbbz, hey, that's pretty good. So, as many of you might know, I do like to have a little bit of a drink when I'm on stream. So tonight's drink, we have a cup of decaf English breakfast tea, and a tipple of port. Cheers. And I have a soft stroop waffle. You ever tried a stroop waffle? These things are lovely. Stroop approval. What's port? Well, I've got the bottle right here. It's a rich, intense port packed with punchy plum and cherry flavours. I know, port's port, isn't it? It's just its own thing, right? I don't know. Is it a wine? A Jurassic custom collector says, hello there. Ah, General Kenobi. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, lad. Or lass, sit down. Enjoy a glass of port. Only the finest port is on this stream. The finest port. The finest port the penitent man can pass. Only the penitent man can pass. Mike Tyson says, port is the juices from harbour wood left to drip out of wood hundreds of years old and mixed with sailor sock sweat. Exactly. There you go. You're the man now, dog. Okay, so his visitor's badge, where was that on? It's on that little lapel thing. Oh, does he have it in that frame that is... let me have a look. Does he have it in this frame? Where is it? No, he doesn't. No. He doesn't have it on. Okay, so ignore the ID card. Doesn't need it. Okay, so let's do the colours of his outline. We done that album already? Wow. Well, we'll do it again. So hopefully this week's stream won't do what last week's stream did and just end. Because last week's stream, I was really enjoying it, and then for whatever reason, after about 3 hours, it just stopped. Like, the stream just ended without me doing anything. So hopefully that won't happen again this week. I tried to look for, like, what the problem was, and I couldn't find it. It just decided, it was like the stream just decided to end on its own. It was just like, I'm done. You're done. Go to bed. So hopefully that won't happen again. I was trying to see if I had accidentally like initiated some sort of like time limit, like end the stream after X amount of time, but I couldn't find it. I've not tried port. Is it stronger than wine? Asks Mikey. Yes. Yes, it is. Like I said, I'll go back through and neaten up all the characters once I've done all the colouring in of the characters. Okay. That's him done. Oh wait, no it's not, because I have to add the tiredness under his eyes. Just basically to show that they're all run down. Even though like Walt hasn't even been there that long. Well, I mean, this is the next day in the story, so so let's get rid of, in the lines, let's get rid of Walt and Hank. Okay, moving on to Jude now. I was thinking I might change Jude's attire, but then I remembered there's actually a plot point coming up that I need him to actually be in his own clothes. So, as strange as that sounds, I actually need him to stay in these clothes until a certain plot point happens. I do have to remember to do the slight red on his face from the tail slap from the Megalosaurus, or the Megaraptor, sorry. Betty says, I'm going to send you a file with a bunch of low-key background music from video games. Ooh, do it. What, are you getting sick of the the Polar Express soundtrack? The Polar Express PlayStation 2 soundtrack, should I say. Let me know when you sent it over and then I'll have a ganders. And it better be copyright free. That's my only stipulation. So these characters are walking to the dam, and if you remember correctly from episode 2, it's, I believe Mia explains that it's only a couple of miles out. So it's only 2 miles away, but because it's like rough terrain and a lot of it is going uphill to get out of this basin that they're in, it's going to take a long while to navigate through the jungle. There's no road there per se, so that's why they're taking all this equipment with them, and you know, it's going to take longer than just it's not just a stroll down the road, you know. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get there, even though it's only 2 miles. If you could go straight, you'd get there in, you know, no time at all. But they don't have that option. I'm going to turn the music up just for you. Ready? I hope you guys can hear that. If not, I'm just going to be sounding crazy. Gary says, no muscles, no rules, and Jude's making the rules. No persistence, no shots, and Kate's calling the shots. Yeah. Mikey says, yeah, rough terrain is very difficult to navigate. I used to do a lot of walking. A few times you'd have to go around things, which takes time. Exactly. Exactly. Now, if this was Camp Cretaceous, it would just be like a straight shot, and they wouldn't think about how difficult the jungle is. But this dinosaur animated series, I think of everything. Yeah, that's right. I just threw shade at Camp Cretaceous. What of it? What of it? Come at me, bro. Jude has this like radio here that has this insanely long antenna, and the idea being that like if they get to enough high ground he can try and contact the dam before they get there to relay information. And that's the idea of this. So it might not even be like that they even need to walk the entire way, but yeah. I don't know if you heard that because I've got the music playing really loud. I'll turn it back down. Derek Porter, speaking of which, I watched your stream on your opinion of season 3 and I died laughing when you said you wanted Darwinism to take over and kill off the kids. It's true. Those kids, like, I know the show's really popular and stuff, but those kids, they're just such unlikable characters. I don't care about them at all. I know I'm not the target demographic, blah, blah, blah. But they're not cool. I mean, like, when are you ever gonna get a character that like look like these guys in Camp Cretaceous? I mean, you get the InGen Mercs at the end of season 3. Which kind of look like this, but no one's going to pop off a shot. Are we, really? Thing is, though, I know Colin revealed on season 4 that season 4 is, you know, a thing on Twitter, and when we were having our conversation, he did reveal some things to me. So I have the, you know, everyone knows my thoughts about Camp Cretaceous on here. So, you know, I respect the makers and everything. The show is fun, like there's no doubt about that. It is fun watching the show, but at the same time, like I'm burdened with knowing what's coming. I think people are going to like it, but I'm just like, because they like, you know, what's on to offer already. But alright, he sent the music via Discord. I'll have a look in a second. bit more of my stroop. Mm-mm. Right, I'm playing it directly from the Dropbox, so... There you go. Hopefully you guys can hear that subtly in the background. I've done his eyes, have I? Nope. Hmm. Okay, so now we're going to do Hunt Here. Hunt Here. Bung him there. Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to do Jude's... Oh, poo! I need to do Jude's outlines, don't I? What am I doing? What am I doing? Get it right. So we'll start with this radio because it's basically just going to be black. Like so. We'll do the gun. Gary says, has anyone watched Star Wars Bad Batch? And Betty just went, what's Star Wars? Yeah, what is Star Wars? What is this Star Wars you speak of, and how can I avoid it? It's almost like if you ever watched the show League of Gentlemen. So, this Star Wars you speak of, is it local? It's a local franchise for local people. It's not a local franchise for local people. We have no business here. I have to say, this music is pretty boring. Turn it up a little bit. I can barely hear it. Can you guys hear the music? Betty said, I'm sorry, it was meant to be calming. I mean, it does sound like I'm in a spa, so... Oh, now it's just got foreboding. Dun, 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 dun. It just got interesting. Switch to 80s metal. It's funny, I've been listening to a lot of the old bands that I used to listen to when I was younger, and some that I've sort of stuck with throughout my older years. Over the last few weeks when I've been working, I've been diving back into music. Something I haven't really done in a long while. Listening to a lot of hardcore, like Misery Signal's album Controller, which is a banging album, but my god, is it just so angsty. And it's just totally like the polar opposite to how I feel now. How I did when I lived in London and hated riding the tube. But a good album, check it out. If you're in the mood for some real headbanging, crazy metal. It's on YouTube in bad quality, but if you go on Spotify, you can find it there. Or I the Mighty, Connector. Connector and Controller. There's 2 albums for you. Controller by Misery Signals and Connector by I the Mighty. Journeyman! He says the real question is, who is John Voight? John Voight is John Voight. Yeah, I know there's a red line on Jew's gun, Derek. I've got to go through and tweak all the details, so don't worry, I will get to that. Everyone should go and subscribe to Journeyman right now. I put that out on my Discord a few days ago. I was like, everyone just go join Journeyman's channel, subscribe to him, show him some love. Do it. You won't regret it. He's creating authentic YouTube content, the real deal, just as it's meant to be. Some guy sat in his room, playing games, talking movies, and that's it. That's all you want. And talking not just like every movie everyone else is bloody talking about, but like diving into Scream and Blair Witch and Halloween. Like that's you know. The JP free commentary is good. Yeah, and Jurassic videos. Lest we not forget. There you go. Thank you, Derek. Hey Sam, I'll let you know, I spoke to Clayton the other day and I was really pushing him. I was like, what, you got to do it, Scream 3 and 4. You got to do it. And he was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if people will like listening to me waffle on about Scream 3 because I don't like it. And I was like, that's exactly why you should do it. I was like, you and Sam have good chemistry, so get on the stream and get on a video and continue doing the Scream series. He wants to do 4, he said. But it's Scream 3 that's like he's unsure of, and I'm like, oh, what? Just do it. So reach out to him, man. Just get him on Instagram and be like, oi, Clayton, when are we doing it? Right, what are we looking at here? Let's get the colour down. Yeah, exactly. Journeyman says that's why Jurassic Park 3 commentary is #1 on my channel, because it's just we just shit all over it. Yeah, exactly. Screamer doobie doo free. So Sam, you'll be able to answer this. Does Wes Craven have anything to do with Scream 5? Like, is he producing or anything like that? Betty just said, boys, it's time to roll the fattest of blunts. Naughty, naughty. We're in the UK, so it'd be like, oi, do you have a licence for that blunt? Actually want to darken that. Right, let's get his belt. Oh, I haven't done his gloves. He's got to have his gloves. Oh, I was going to say, what's going on there? It's going to be such a monumental day when I finish episode 4. It's released. Oh my word. I don't know when that would be. It might even be next year at this rate. It's crazy. So we're already in July. And there was a little naive part of me last Christmas was thinking, yeah, I could get episode 4 done by June. Get it done for Jurassic June. I was telling myself that. We shall declare it Dino-Defenders Extreme. Big Shark says it isn't Hunter's right arm busted. No. He had a cut on it, but he's not busted. What do we want? Lines. I think. Let me open. Let me double check. Oh, he is. So here's a frame from earlier. Yeah, like he's got a cut on his arm. And he is walking away like, ooh. But yeah, so he's got a cut, but he's not broken or anything. I'll do all like their injuries and stuff as we go. Woo, 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 woo. Betty says, how can we, the fans, help accelerate the loading screen on Dino-Defenders Extreme? I would say support the Patreon, but I set up the Patreon so it would, at the time I was working away from home, so the idea was like if I hit my goal I could quit my jobs and work from home on Dino-Defenders Extreme, but now I'm working from home permanently on Chronicle. I would say that the Patreon still helps, obviously, but it's actually just now there for mainly for people to get a credit. Basically, I've set it up so it's like basically if you want to get a credit in the show, you can join the Patreon. But I'd say spread the word on it. Get views up on the previous episodes. That's the best way to help at the moment. Okay, now his little satchel. Colour should his satchel be? It should be like a colour like that. Derek asks, what is Chronicle? That is a new company that was started by Tim of the Mazarani Global fame and Dinosaur Protection Group, and he's brought me on to create digital collectibles, basically. And so when it launches, it's not launched yet, but when it launches, you'll know all about it, because I won't shut up about it. But he says maybe with enough hype the Patreon can surpass $3 million IPO. Yeah, I don't know about that. I wish, that would be fun. Then I would be working on Dino-Defenders full time. There is a chance though, obviously if all goes well. Oh look, his blade is a layer. Why didn't I think of that before? Look, he's got his blade. It's already a layer. So if I do that and then... I like this track of the music. Yeah, if Chronicle is as successful as we hope, then Dino-Defenders would, well, you're talking, would become a reality, like a fully fledged movie, not live action but animated. There's an old game for PlayStation 2 which I used to have, and this music's really reminding me of the save music on that, and I'm trying to remember the name of it now. You were in like mech suits going to stop like a oh god, like a shuttle launch, like an old school NASA shuttle launch. Oh, what was the name of that game? Hello, Harrison. The action scary mix is in your hopper. Oh, cool, I'll check that in a bit. It was like Armored Core, but it wasn't Armored Core. I had Armored Core 2. But no, it wasn't that. Oh, it was so much fun as well. Just trying to remember what it was called. It was something weird, I remember. No, not Mech Warrior. And it wasn't Omega Boost. That was on PS1. I had that. If Ross was here, he would know. Maybe I can message him. Oh, my phone's in the bedroom. Oh, no. My wife's asleep in there. Derek says, hey Jack, it's been nice watching your stream, but I've got to go now. See you next stream. See you later, man. Thanks for popping by. What was the name of that game? It's going to be eating my mind now for the rest of the stream. Oh. I can picture the cover in my head. I just can't see the name. I might have to just look it up quickly. Shogo G9. No. Nope. None of those. You know what, I'm going to have to look it up. PlayStation 2 mech games list. Right, so I'm looking at a list of them now. It began with G or something. Oh, I think I might have found it. Gun Griffin Blaze. That's it. Gun Griffin Blaze. Oh, I wonder if they had the music for that. Oh, they do. So I'm just going to pause that music. I'm just going to look up Gun Griffin Blaze. That's the opening movie. Here we go. This is the music that it was reminding me of. Can you guys hear this? God, this is nostalgic. I haven't thought about this game in years. Me and Ross used to play it all the time. If I had my phone in here, I would honestly just text Ross Gun Griffin Blaze. Okay, so we've got those 4 characters done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to merge those. So, oh no, I've just merged Hunter with himself. There we go. Right, so they're there. Now Kate and Faye are in the foreground. Hey, you wanted some metal? Here you go. It sounds so crappy, but awesome at the same time. Just remember blowing up bases and tanks and God knows what else to this. Maybe, because what I'm planning on doing is, so me and my wife are planning, let me turn this down so you can actually hear what I'm saying. So me and my wife are actually planning on moving house within the next year. And the idea is that like we would have an office space where I could do my work, stream from, she can do her work, and it's like out of the way of the rest of the house. Whereas, because right now where we live, we're quite limited with room. I'm in our living room right now. Before we had the baby, I was streaming from our spare room, so which is now the baby's room. So that meant when I could stream and stuff, I could actually do it for longer, and I had my own space and all that sort of stuff. There wasn't so much a negotiation. But my plan is to, once we've moved, I want to set up a sort of a streaming schedule where I can stream basically Dino-Defenders, like live stream the making of Dino-Defenders and stuff. Because I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be working on episode 5 or maybe even 4 at that point. But the idea is that once I've finished doing Dino-Defenders on live stream, I'm going to be going through playing PlayStation 2 games again, because that's something I love doing on stream. So whenever I stream, it'll be like playing old video games. So it'll be more like relaxing and having fun. Maybe I should get Gungraf and Blaze. Let me try and do that again. Like when I'm older. Listen to this one. Oh, let's turn it up. Big shout to this stuff opened up over there, Jack. It's very close to being. I think the only thing that's sort of still closed is clubs. Obviously, masks and all that shit still are a thing. But yeah, it's mainly just clubs. I know cinemas are back open with social distance seating and all that sort of stuff. But it's sort of the feeling of normality is slowly creeping back, and our government is basically saying that they won't push it past July 4th, 19th, whatever it's called. Like we'll fully open then, you know, do away with masks and God knows what else. That said, they've said they won't push it past X date numerous times in the past, so I don't believe them. I just hope that they prove me wrong. Hello, Matt. I remember this being my favourite track on the album. Betty says this sounds like a chase mission. I can't remember what it's for, but it does sound action-packed. Harrison says hello, hi, hello again. It's only a short album. There's only 3 tracks left. Harrison asks, Jack, are you a fan of the original George Romero zombie trilogy? Yes. Yes, I am. I've actually got Night of the Living Dead, a copy of it, and I believe it's the version that is copyright free. Because one Halloween, and I keep meaning to do this, I wanted to do a live stream commentary of the actual movie where you guys can actually see it and watch along with us. And I was planning on doing it with my friend Jack at some point in the future. But we never got round to it. Dawn of the Dead I like, but I think Day of the Dead might be my favourite one. Mikey asks, as they walk, would they come across Wesley, Jess and Mia, or are they too far apart? They're too far apart. Okay, I'm bored of Gungriff and Blaze soundtrack. Let's go back to this one. I think it's going to be fun because once episode 4 is out, you guys are going to know all of the basic plot, basically all what's going on, except for like potential character deaths in episode 5, but that means episode 5 I can just do without worrying about spoilers too much. Like I said, except for character deaths, I can talk about like the story, talk about what's revealed. That's what makes episode... Oh god, what am I doing? Wait, did I just do it? Okay. That's what makes episode 4 even that little bit more frustrating, because it's like I'm on the cusp of revealing everything. Which is fun, because then we get to chat a lot more in stream about the ideas behind it and all that sort of stuff. But I don't want to reveal it, obviously, because I want the story to be as fresh to people as possible. Except for the Megalosaurus attack, obviously. Big Shug says they're on the other side of the map. Then Mikey said, thanks, Big Shug, wasn't sure. Must watch episode 3 again. Big Shug said, when you watch episode 3 more than 100 times looking for a Tanistropheus, you tend to pay attention. Which I really appreciate, man. Harrison says, are there... Oh god. Oh no. The yawning has begun. Must have more port. Keep me going. Harrison says, are there any dinosaurs that we haven't heard anything about that are going to be in episode 5? Don't say what dinosaurs are going to be in it, just say yes or no. Yes, there is a secret dinosaur that hasn't been revealed yet. Now, I won't lie, I'm still kind of working out how it can fit into the story. And like kind of what its purpose is. At the moment it's kind of like, you know, I won't lie, it's kind of, I haven't really got much for it to do aside from turn up and be like, hey, I didn't say this dinosaur was in it. I like it to have like a narrative purpose, but I'm not quite sure what I can do really that would mean it's worth it, if it makes sense. It's like, it's kind of like I could just have it show up and be like, hey look, there's this one as well which I didn't reveal, and hey, there it is, that's that dinosaur. Or I could try and work out some sort of narrative purpose for it, and then when it's revealed it's like, whoa, it's that dinosaur, whoa, that's what's been revealed, and here's why. But I won't lie, at the moment I'm kind of a bit like, do I even need it? Betty asks, would this dinosaur be a threat to the Megaraptor? Yeah, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that could be a threat to the Megaraptor. The Megalosaurus is a threat to the Megaraptor. The Kentrosaurus is a threat to the Megaraptor. If it's lucky. Which, you know, if you've seen my teasers, you know one's not. But Harrison asks, is Jurassic World Regenesis still happening? Not right now, but let's just say this. There's potential in the future for us to revisit that project and do something with it. We're holding back on it because we want to hold off on doing something with it until we know whether we can or not. If we can't, then it probably won't ever see the light of day. If we can, then, they'll be officially released. Like, officially released. Hello, the Acro. Betty says, the Megaraptor has severe depression, so the Megaraptor may be a threat to the Megaraptor. The Megaraptor. Harrison says, wait, hold up. Is the Megaraptor a boy or a girl? And Big Shark says, a boy, I think. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say I haven't thought about that. But maybe a character says what it is in the episode. Do they? Let me have a look. She. So I wrote in episode 3, at some point during the night it caught prey that must have gotten closer to its paddock, and now she's sleeping with a full stomach on full display for you. And then, yeah, Jess says, amazing coloration, and then Rose is like, ain't she something? There you go. But it's not like the gender of the Megaraptor even really plays an important role in the story or anything. Okay, so now we just do Kate. And then we're good to rock and roll with doing the detail. Cleaning it up, and then we'll do the lighting, and we'll render it into the frame background, and then that's this frame done. Gary says they made Cornelius the Proceratosaurus male and the only one of his kind. If he reaches adolescence, he'll be looking for a mate and be bloodthirsty. Kind of aggressive about it. That's if he reaches adolescence. You talk about the bike that went past. There's one cyclist who goes past our house. He must work around here somewhere. Every time he goes past, like late at night, he's got the loudest bloody bike on the planet Earth. And I feel like such an old man because I want to like lean out the window and yell at him. Because like the emergency services will actually turn their so we've got like a main road just outside where we live, but our flat has windows with like triple glazing, so you can't hear it except for one window, which is this one right here, which is really annoying. We need to get something fitted, but like I said, we're moving soon, so it's not like within a year, so I think I can handle it for a year. But like the emergency services, because they use this main road, they'll switch their sirens off as they go down this line of houses as they pass after a certain time at night. But this one guy on his bike, I'll tell you now, he bloody won't. He's got the loudest frickin' thing on the planet. The Acro asks, will all the 9 species make an appearance? Yes. You can't silence a bike, says Harrison. No, but there's certain bikes that are louder than others, and I tell you now, this, I don't know what type of bike he's got, or if he's got it, like, it sounds like he's made it louder through some process. Oh, need to change Kate's. is she? I need to do her trouser colours, but she's changed her shirt underneath, so... Yeah, it would have been a runner bike, I think, by the sound of things, Betty, than what this guy has. Okay, so I need to get this colour. Her top to be red. Like a burgundy red. Big Shark asks, so did Greg stay behind and Buzz? Yes, so Buzz at this point, he's been told to try and communicate with the dam from here while he's here, and he's having a kind of nervous breakdown, so he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go walking in the woods. So he's staying here and he's trying to reconnect, somehow communicate with the dam and call for emergency help. And Greg is looking after Rose because his the room with the CCTV cameras, they're all out of action, so he's keeping a watchful eye on Rose. And Victor, he's, well, you'll find out where he is. Harrison said it's been ages since an actual Pterodome video. I know, and I've got such a good one planned. I've had one planned for like over a year that I've been wanting to do. Again, it's all like just timing and what I can do. And with the baby, it's like virtually impossible. But they will happen. They will happen. They will happen again, I promise. So I like making them too much. But the good thing is that depending on where we move, like I've got this idea of like having a wall that is made up like the spaceship, and then when I do like live streams in the future, it's as if I'm like streaming from the ship. Like I would actually get into character not character. It'd be me basically, but I'd be in my outfit every time I stream. Like the idea is I'm on the ship. That was the original plan, but obviously life keeps changing things around. But when we move, like, we want this to be our forever home, like the place we're staying at for as long as we can, our permanent residence. Because the place we live in now is big enough for the three of us, but we want to expand the family even more, and all this other stuff going on. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do want to do Pterodome episodes. Like, I really want to do it. I've got so many things I want to do with that concept. But it's also partly the reason why I chose to do Dino-Defenders, was because, you know, I knew we wanted to have a baby, and I knew that would eat up a lot of time and that. So I was like, what can I do on the channel, you know, that would create content but also keep me basically at the computer and need live stream. And obviously on top of all the other things that inspired Dino-Defenders, when that came along I was like, well, that's perfect, isn't it? Because I can still create content like what I'm doing right now. There's like two things happening right now. I'm doing this live stream, so there's a live stream archived on the channel, but I'm simultaneously working on an episode of an animated series. Like I've said it a million times, like the idea is like, you come to Pterodome 3000, you're going to get content like you wouldn't find anywhere else on YouTube. As boring as it can be sometimes, as silly as it can be, like no one else is doing this kind of content on YouTube as far as I'm aware. Right, so now we've done that. Look at this bunch of awesome people. So we're going to merge, so we've got these as one layer. And we are going to now do the details. Okay, where is your ID? There we go. She's efficient, so she's still got her ID. Just have it poking out slightly. Heroes with no pupils. Well, I do the pupils last because I need to know like where they're looking and all that, so I always do their eyes last. Okay, there's that. And then we need to do yeah, actually I do need to do their, might need to actually start doing their pupils. I said I'd do it last, but actually I'm going to do it now so I can get the eyes right. Oh no, actually no, I'll clean up. I'll go around and clean up first. Let's do the clean up. Harrison says, I love that backdrop, and Big Chuck says, yeah, I remember that backdrop. Well, I have to say, I only painted that backdrop yesterday. So I'd be very surprised if you remember that one. But I don't blame you. There's lots of backdrops like this that I've done. So this one is like a new one. I think the one you're thinking of is this one. Yeah, you were probably thinking of this. I did this shot, and then yesterday I did that one. So they're opposite, actually. So this is the forest that they're going into. This is the opposite. So if I open up, where is it now? We want... where are we looking? Is it this one? Yeah, so if you look over here, this area here, you've got big tree, little tree, big tree. That's this, big tree, little tree, big tree. So this is meant to be like that area. So that area right here is where the characters are stood, and they're entering this jungle where you've got the bush here and that's over here. So they're going around this area. So, yeah. I know they look very similar, so... So did you ever decide on a colour for the Megalosaurus? Yeah, I basically want to use what I put up on that image years ago, the two different colours. But there might be, I think when I come to do the Megalosaurus, I think I might change the colours on one of them. I need to get... Where is she? All the way back on episode 2. I'm drawing that. Harrison says, what's Rose's last name again? It is Ankle. Hello, Majids? Talking with friends for hours. No worry. No worries. MJ. MJ. Betty says Angkor, meaning she is Dutch, meaning she has European backers. Maybe not. She could just have Dutch heritage in her family. Thing is, I don't really go into like the geography too much of like where characters are from and that. Just because it's not necessarily important for the story. It's like if it's important for the plot, then yeah, okay, I'll mention it, but okay, it'll be brought up. But unless it is, it's like there's no point. I don't know what this is, but it's playing. Gary5 says the very name Kate Lawton sounds British, so she must be. Kate Lawton. Funny name about Victor. Betty says Victor is obviously a Swiss foreign agent. Victor and Hank, their last name is Gerling, which is a nod to my old next door neighbour. I only ever knew him as Mr. Gerling. And we had a kind of... what's the name of Dennis the Menace's neighbour? Is it... It's not Walter, is it? I can't remember the name of Dennis, the American Dennis the Menace, not the British Dennis the Menace. Mr. Wilson, that's it. I had a sort of relationship between me and him when I was younger that was kind of like Dennis the Menace and Mr. Wilson. You know, one time I kicked my football over into his garden one too many times, and he took out a knife, split it in two, and then threw the halves of my ball over our garden into our other next door neighbour's garden. And so I went, right, I'm going to get him back for that. So then I filled a super soaker up with some like... It wasn't bleach, but it was some sort of chemical I found under the sink. I've got my super soaker and I sprayed all his vegetable garden in it. So overnight his vegetables just died. And I remember going out there and seeing his vegetables, and I laugh, but like that's a really shitty thing to do. But we had this like war. I'd always go around to it, like me and my friends once dared each other to keep going around his house with a dictaphone to record his descent into madness every time we knocked on the door. But the first thing he ever said when we did the first round, when we opened the door, or when he opened the door, sorry, was we knocked on his door and he opened it, and the first thing he said was, "What you brook now?" Which is basically said, "What did you break now?" It's like, "What you brook now?" with the accent. But me and him warred for many years. He didn't like me, but I found him to be quite fun. And eventually he moved, and he was very old at the time. I don't know if he's still alive today. He might be. But I thought as a homage in Dino-Defenders, I would use Girling as a name for some characters. So wherever you are, Mr. Girling, you know, you are on a stream. You're in a series. Got characters named after you and you don't even know it. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, you know what I'm going to listen to? Listen to this. The best story you've ever heard, says Harrison, and definitely on par with the Neytiri story, says Big Shark. Neytiri. I actually have on my external hard drive right here video footage of Mr. Girling, my neighbour. Because there was one day when I was bored one summer, I had my video camera and I knew he went on these walks every day. So I knew when he was going to leave his house and when he was going to come back. And I was so bored this like summer's day that I made this video of me spying on him leaving his house and then and then recording his triumphant return. And I sing this really stupid song where I'm like, "It's Mr. G's triumphant return, Mr. G." I've actually got it like right in front of me. The man himself is on videotape. Mr. Girling. It was really funny because we always used to say things like, so like another prank my friends pulled on me one time. So I was having a bath when I was a teenager, and my friends, unbeknownst to me, my friends were driving around our town that we grew up in, our small town, with a megaphone out the window of a car, and they were just shouting stupid things at people, as teenagers do. And I was having a bath at the time, and they drove past my house, and they lent this megaphone out, and they went, "Rurling, Sterling, Girling," like that, saying "Rurling, Sterling, Girling." And I freaked out because it sounded like someone had put a walkie-talkie in the bathroom with me, and it said it, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I freaked out. I had no idea. And it wasn't until days later when I said, "Oh, this really weird thing happened to me," they cracked up laughing. Harrison says, "Please call this stream Mr. G's Triumphant Return." I wish I could, but I'm going to actually keep it as the Megalosaurus Attack Part 1, because I want to have this section of the streams archived for people. Like the whole... Oh my god, what's going on? I need to get Mr. Girling's eyebrows, come on. Hank Girling's eyebrows, there we go. think I can do his pupils. So. Oh, how's he looking? It's not right. We need to open up. Right, yeah. This frame here. Might actually get his eyebrows from this frame. Betty says, one time my dad threatened one of my friends for walking on the lawn. All these stories sound like you would have gotten a shot. You would have gotten shot. There's so many things like from my childhood and growing up that's like infused into what I do that like most people don't know about unless I like explain it. So for example, there's on the Masrani Global website, there's I can't even remember where it is now. It might be on like the page about the ecosystem on Nublar. But there's a bit at the bottom where there's someone gives a statement and they're called Drew Leggett. And Drew is the first name is an Easter egg to my friend Drew, who did the music for Terradome and did the last song on the Dino-Defenders Extreme episode 3, the credits music. That's Drew Woolner, his name is. He, that was a nod to him because he's a big Jurassic fan. And then his last name Leggett is a nod to a guy who we went to school with called Darren Leggett. And Darren Leggett was a good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to him in, well, we're talking since we were teenagers, like years and years and years. I don't even know where he is now, what he's doing. But I wanted to have a homage to him because what he used to do at school, and I don't even know if he'd remember even doing this, but we all remember. Like, this is in sort of middle school, so we were really young. But he would run around the playground, and he would go up to people, and he had, I don't want to be mean to the guy, but his ears were rather large, and he would flick them with his fingers, so they would like wibble, and he'd go up to people, and he'd go, "Look, I'm a Dilophosaurus," and then spit in their face. It was a disgusting little brute, but oh man, it cracks me up. So he doesn't even know, like he has no idea that like his name is on an officially licensed Jurassic Park piece of media. And like his house was where I think I first, like he had, so I've got this big Lost World T-Rex head puppet, which is actually in my top 10 favourite Jurassic Park toy videos. That used to be his, and we did a swap trade, when you're kids. So like I had a smaller head puppet of the T-Rex, and he had the big one, and I think he wanted something like a Micro Machine collection of mine or something like that. Like I did a trade because he didn't mind getting rid of it. So that head originally was Darren Leggett's, the T-Rex head. So he was a Jurassic Park fan, and he has no idea that like his name's part of an officially licensed piece of Jurassic content. So we used to, when we were kids, me and Ross, I've just noticed something with Hank. He should have... have darker lines to emphasize his there you go, looks more like him now. Yeah, we used to draw, me and Ross used to draw comics about Mr. Girling, and funny enough, he used to look like this. This is how we used to draw him. So I'll draw him here. So he used to have these big... And bear in mind, my neighbour has no idea that we did this. I've got loads of comics still. I've got them archived. But we used to draw him like this. And bear in mind, let me know if you recognise this. You used to do really angry eyes like that. Glasses, and then he had like hair that went round the back, so he would have like a strip of hair. And then we used to do the glow of the light in his glasses, but it was always like two. And then you'd have his ear, his cheek flap would come down like that more. And then you do the light on his head, and then he'd always have really pursed lips because he's like angry. Like that's he'd have this like a green jumper on like this. Yeah, exactly. But the funny thing is, like, the character in the comics would take on a life of his own. He was nothing like my neighbour in the end. But it was so funny. Like, he'd always go on like adventures involving shit. It's like he was stepping in dog shit, or it was what I even animated an episode where like he's in his garden and a bird shits on his head and he doesn't know what it is, and he's like, "What's this? Tastes like bird poo." Like, it just gets really angry. Bird shits on his head and he eats it. Betty says that poor man probably served in the war, you hooligan. Hey, I loved Mr. Girling. This is out of pure love. It's why I became obsessed with watching the show One Foot in the Grave in the UK, because Victor Meldrew just reminded me of Mr. Girling. Like, it was complete respect for the man, even though when I was younger I was a complete... Well, I'm probably making it sound like it was more ongoing than it was. Like, it was like one or two incidences, but like his effect on me and my friends was like, you know, everlasting. To the point where I'm making a cartoon series where Rose, it's like her cheeks are based on this old caricature we used to do, and two characters have Girling as their last name. Even though the feeling probably didn't reciprocate, says Harrison. Yeah, he probably thought I was just a bit of a prick. I know he got on with my mum, so he probably just thought I was just a, you know, acting my age, boys will be boys and all that sort of stuff. I don't think he ever knew what I did to his vegetables. But that was because he burst my bloomin' football. So obviously now, like, I would never do anything like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that would be the day, wouldn't it? Betty, comes, files, lawyer up, Jack. But you don't understand the joy you brought me. Me and my friends, we've had so much fun. Not at your expense. Okay, we're getting there. Got to remember to do the red on his face. Probably do that right now, actually. It's got to be a very subtle colour. I told you how to get that red line on here. What's Jude's last name, says Gary. I don't think I've actually written a last name for him. Oh, there's an important detail to his character that I haven't done yet, which I need to do, which is his ring. Ooh. Harrison says Jude Gunnel elbow. Jude Stark, says Big Shark. Dieter Stark, Jude Stark. Right, that was episode 2's soundtrack. Let's listen to episode 3 soundtrack. Yeah, the banging one. Let's skip all that. Here we go. Now I need to open up the Hunter's... Where is he? Hunter, and get... He's got those big, thick eyebrows. Wait, did I do... No. I do have that under his eyebrows. And then I'll get all their injuries lined up. I know he's got like a bruise on his head here, so I can do that now actually. And he's also rather sweaty. So if I just do this. Trying to think what else I need to do. Jude's just got blue pupils. So you want him looking at Faye. That, and then Kate, I want her pupils to be looking at Faye as well. Hasn't got her glasses, that's something I need to do. Maybe I might just leave her glasses out of this. No, actually it's probably wise I do have them. She can lose them in this scene. Do I have them in here? Did I make Kate's glasses a layer? I believe I did actually. Kate's glasses, there we go. Handy. Ooh, more port. Cheers. Elbowed the mic at the same time. Right, now we need to do Faye's eyelashes and eyes. MJ says, damn, I am falling asleep. Was nice being here. See you next time and good night. I won't be there next week for sure because I'm at a party. Well, enjoy your party and thanks for coming along. I'm giving her too big a nose. Yeah, look how small her nose is there, and then she's got a big old honker right here. Okay, and then we just need to do Walt size. You know what though, I might actually open up a frame from episode 4. He's like looking off into the jungle in anticipation. Mikey asked, does Kate have contact lenses? I haven't thought that deeply, but yes. Actually make thinner eyebrows. Oh, I should animate John. Ah. Gary says, so why would she have glasses? Doesn't make sense. Because she's not got her contacts in. Okay, so let me just double check. So Victor, they're all good. Jude, he has some injuries on him, doesn't he? And the best place to see that is here. Yeah, he has a little bit of a grubbiness on his arm. Here. trying to work out something. Ah, look, he has a tear there, and he has some stuff up there. Okay, there you go, that's good to know. So that's what I thought. I thought I'd done some other stuff to him. And then give those extra little details. Right, so let's get rid of this white layer. Let's move, actually let me open up characters episode 3 edit. This one is called episode 3 edit, but I'm on episode 4. Let's move them all over into here. I'll put that right at the top and call it group F4. So the idea of having that in there is just so if I need an angle of these characters that's similar to this in the future, I can look at that and gain it. So save that. Right, now what we're going to do is change the lighting. Big Shark says, I really wish a pilot escaped the crash and landed in the leopard seal hybrid paddock. That would have been fun. Okay, what I'm going to do now is copy what I've just done. Got it? Yep. And then I'm going to go back. Paste it. And just subtly put it on like that. Use a gradient overlay and see if I can So I might even make them smaller. Maybe just a tad smaller. There need to be spaces for the boxes, you see, so what I might do is make Hank smaller, like he stood in the distance. Might even actually cut him out. So that's Hank. Mikey says, poor face, she looks so sad. Gary says, wait, they're all out there? Mm-hmm. Good evening, Tom. So he's going to be stood in the distance. And then here we're going to have Kate and Faye. I might actually make these guys bigger. And again, we will copy, delete, paste. And then these guys we can actually make a little bit smaller. All I have to do actually is just fix his arm. Gary says, and does Kate still have that wavy wolf tail tie back? Yes, she does. She's just tied it back up. Harrison asks Jack, who is your favourite character? Rose and Jude are my favourite characters. Right, so now what I'm going to do is actually blur the background. Like so, and then blur Hank. Hey, we finished that episode. Let's move on to the music from episode 1. And these guys will blur them a little bit. Tom says, I love the music so much, it made the ending of episode 3 very emotive. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, that's my friend Drew, good songwriter. Maybe you get them. I just realised what I want to do with what's making these characters look a bit weird for me, actually. The fact that their eyes gone dark. And also, I don't like the way Faye's hair is looking with that thing. I want it to still retain its cartooniness. So I just need to fix that. I wonder if I can do it in one fell swoop. Would you look at that, basically. Gary says, my favourite character is Jess because she wrote a peer review article on dinosaur bone structure. That she did. Big Shark says, my favourite characters are Bill, Turner, Greg, Buzz, Kevin and Jude. Well, R.I.P. Bill, R.I.P. Kevin. That's all I have to say. That's better. There you go, that's what's looking weird as well. Sort of undoing the work I just did. Yeah. And then if I put that as red, put that down to like here. Hey Tom, what are you doing up this late? It's your bedtime. I just thought, what the hell's going on? You should be in bed, young man. Right, I'm close to finishing for tonight. And darkened that too much to undo my work. But retain the other light that I've done on it because I like it. Hey, this bit of the Dino-Defenders Extreme soundtrack sounds like Gungriff and Blaze. Tom says, lol, I just finished an IG live with Loot Crate and I'm now uploading the review. You got a preview ready to premiere tomorrow night. Oh yes, I did, yes. Yes, man, you're knocking it out of the park. Keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah, that's much better. So now what I want to do is just want to see if I can change the colour. So it is meant to be like the in the morning time with all this, so let's change the colour balance. Oh my god, why can't I get... There we go. That was a struggle. Hello, Siaka. We're knocking out of the Jurassic Parks this time. So I'm just debating whether I should have Kate and Faye like walking along like this. But then it would like require yeah, maybe I will actually. Just for the beginning of the frame. Okay, so if I save, convert that to a smart object. Thank you for the $2 tip, Big Shark. Your second tip for tonight. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to put a little bright light over the other characters like that. There we go. And then if I merge those layers and merge those layers, then that's much better. So what about getting that lighting right? Realised Kate's arm's still got a bit of walt on her. Okay, so I'll animate this off stream, but I'm going to have this, they're going to walk in like this and she's saying something to Faye before they move out. So there we go, guys. How high can she go? About there. So there we go. That is the result of 3 hours work. It says we've been streaming for 83 seconds. Don't tell me to stop the stream again. Tyler said, since you weren't a fan of Camp Cretaceous, do you take the Lego animated specials over this? I've only watched one of the Lego specials, so no, I'd rather take Camp Cretaceous. Anyway, guys, here we are. We have just finished doing this first of the Megalosaurus attack sub-series of live streams. So part 1, and then next week I'll probably do frames between now and then, like next Friday, but you guys will basically now be following me through one of the biggest set pieces in the whole of Dino-Defenders. Spoilers are going to be in these episodes. We're going to be seeing dinosaurs attacking bases, and I'm going to be doing full animation. But yeah, so this is the first of that, the Megalosaurus attack. So Tom says, great work, dude. It looks great. So rest up and have a good weekend. Thank you very much, man. And thank you, Betty, for the $5 tip. He says, well done, old sport. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just going to finish my tea. And I will catch you guys next Friday, I guess. Is there anything else I need to mention? Yeah, no, nothing. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Sterling Girling.